We started a food delivery business in Nigeria, and guess what, guys? In less than 90 days, we made over 500k in sales, and we got over 72,000 reach, like 72k reach. It is not magic, it's not rocket science, it is reality. And in this video, we're going to break down every step that you have to go through. If you are planning to start your own business or you're planning to start a food business, then you have to stay to the end of this video. Guess what, guys? This video is not one of those videos that you find online with a lot of cock and bull stories, a lot of 100 ways to make 100 million or how to start your business with 100k, all of those videos you see. No, in this video, we're going to tell you nothing but the truth, like as it is, nothing diluted. My name is Moses, and right here I have the love of my life.
Hello guys, I'm Diva.
So guys, we're doing this video because we know so many people out there will be trying to start a business. People are thinking of how to go about starting a business. So we just want to put this video out there to let you know that yeah, it is possible to start that business, but it is not as easy as people have always said it. Yes, it is 100% possible. So if you want to start your food business today, then stay with us, please, guys. Just stay with us.
If you're watching this video for the first time, please subscribe to our channel and turn on your notification bell so you can get notified every time I post a new video. And please, guys, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thank you very much. I think the first thing someone wants to hear when starting a food business is to know what you need to start a food business.
Okay. Let's go a little bit out to our story. So when we started, it was about a year plus, like 2023, and it was very, very challenging because we actually, first of all, didn't really know what we were going in for. We watched a lot of videos on YouTube, we did a little bit of research, and we felt like, okay, if we had 200k, if we had this amount, we can just start up a business. But the truth is, we were starting everything from scratch. And we had to go through a lot. Like, we now found out that we couldn't really do this thing with what we had, and we had to shut down for a while, went back to the drawing board, did our research, did a lot of work, and then we came back, and it was, I think, 3-4 months ago, we came back to the market in 2024, and it's been a wonderful experience so far. Yeah. Yes, regardless, we've been facing a few challenges, which you're going to find out in this video, but trust me, it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful.
Okay, like he said, it's actually not an easy journey, but it's achievable. So I would like to tell you, the first thing you need to start up a food business is a common thing everybody have in their houses. Everyone has it in their houses, in their space, and it's everywhere. And that will be a kitchen. You need a kitchen to start a food business, a place where you can cook variety kind of foods that you want to prepare, you want to serve to the audience for your commercial use. You need a kitchen space. Yeah, should I go forward and say all the things they need? We all know what they need in kitchen. Yeah, we all know the things you need in a kitchen.
Okay, equipping your kitchen is just one of those things you need to do before you even start your business, right? Because yes, you want to start food business, you need pots, you need knives, you need blenders, you need microwave, you need refrigerators. Sometimes if you don't even have light in your environment, you're going to need a generator to power your refrigerator and so many other things, right? Because starting a food delivery business is not a restaurant. Like, you don't have a location where people come to eat, so you're only hoping to sell food online, either on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on Facebook. You're using social media, so you need to have all these appliances like a refrigerator, so you can store food in your house, and microwave, so if someone orders for food, you can easily heat something up.
And saying that the food business is a perishable kind of, very delicate. Yeah, like you can easily go to loss if you don't preserve your food. It is best you get a deep freezer and a fridge. Very necessary. That is a very necessary item you need in your kitchen. Another thing you need for this business is a branding. Yeah.
Okay. I think before we go into branding, should we talk about products before branding? Because
okay, what kind of products, what kind of food you want to sell?
Yeah, because I think products is the first thing you should think about. Branding is not much of a problem because if you want to sell Ewagoin, for example, you want to sell beans and bread.
Of course.
You first of all decide that it's beans and bread you want to sell before you finally decide on how to brand it. Right? So
okay. The product determines the
branding.
Guys.
So the first thing you want to do is decide on the product you want to sell. Because sometimes starting, especially when it's food, you might feel so excited. You want to sell everything. You have rice, you have
your
soup,
customers,
you have spaghetti, you have. At the end of the day, you find out that you are the one who's going to be stressing so much, and you might be losing.
Of course.
Because you can't really fit in to everybody's demand. You cannot do that.
And also you have to have a target audience. Like some people like to sell for both middle class and upper class citizens, and then you want to sell for everybody, but at some cases it will not work because you have to have a target audience, people you are meeting their needs. Because in the business like this, you have to meet needs before you make profit. So you have to meet needs of people. So who are you selling that food to? That your product, who are you selling to?
Yeah, we had this very issue as a challenge. Then we're asking ourselves questions like, what is really when we say we make positive results, what are we going to define as positive results? Is it selling so many plates of food, or is it having to getting to arrange or getting to gain some certain level of people that we need? Because whether we like it or not, in this world we have the poor, we have the middle class, we have the rich, we have the wealthy. So what kind of audience do you want to serve? This food you want to sell, are you selling to the poor? Are you selling to the middle class? Are you selling to the rich? When you finally get to that point where you decide who you want to sell your food to, then I believe you would definitely know the kind of product that fits that demographic, those set of people you want to sell this food to. So at the end of the day, when you're able to pick up a product, let's say you are specialized in making the best rice in Nigeria, you want to make jollof rice, you want to make coconut rice, you stand out. You definitely stand out because you don't have to make too many food.
You want to stand out actually.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of people that can make that jollof rice. Even roadside bookers can make it as delicious as can be. But you want to make your product stand out that will make people always want to patronize you. I think that is where branding comes in.
Yeah.
That's where branding comes in. You have to brand your package enough, your product enough, so that people will be able to identify your product from others.
One thing I always say is when you're starting, always have a model. Like so many times I talk about Chicken Republic. Chicken Republic is like one of the biggest brands, successful brands in Nigeria, and they've been able to keep at pace because they are so specific. When you hear the name Chicken Republic, they don't even care about getting one big name. It's chicken we sell and they call it Chicken Republic. So you automatically know that, okay, Chicken Republic is about chicken, right? And for years they've been giving you chicken, and whether you like it or not, there's no way you stay in Nigeria for 6 months, for 3 months, that you won't test Chicken Republic, right? So they are doing that. If you're coming out and you have a product, then that's when we start talking about branding. The name of your company, the color of your company,
the logo.
And there's something people do. I would like to correct this now.
Okay.
Some people brand and feel like it's just a company. It's so wrong that you feel your company is different from you.
Okay.
Because sometimes.
Okay, so you're actually saying that you reflect your company.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, your company is a reflection of your personality.
All right.
It's a reflection of your personality. There's something that happens to a man when you're this kind of person. When you build a company, automatically you begin to find out that the people that are around you happens to be that kind of person that you are.
Right.
If you're a friendly person, you play a lot, you are a happy person, the people you employ, they will also be happy, they'll be friendly. I don't know how it happens, but it does happen.
Like rubbing off on you.
Yeah, so if you're building a brand, You want to make sure that you are telling your story.
Okay.
The brand is carrying your attitude, the brand is carrying your color, the brand is carrying you. So if you're a dull person, if you're not an intentional person, then it's going to actually rub off on your brand. So when you start building a brand, it's not just about color and logos and stuff, but you really have to make sure that the brand reflects who you are. So the question you have to ask yourself now is, who are you?
Another thing for this food production, this is a food class we're having here. You also have to check your colors, because brighter colors are, for me, I don't know for any other, brighter colors are more suitable because they are more appetizing. They make people want to, especially colors that are neat. And you know, anything about food has to be neat. So you have to look for colors that will make your logo or your design more appealing to the eyes, brighter and catchy. And then come to packaging. Packaging is another thing that also makes you stand out from other vendors out there, keeps your product on the top notch level.
Okay.
All right.
We're just all we've been saying is something that I think so many of you might know already, right? You know already. But I want to, before we go fully into packaging, I want to take you guys back, because I told you I was going to be really raw. This is something we didn't want to do, but we decided to do it so you would actually know. Now, there's one thing I want to call to your notice. If you have a family house, or you're married, or your brother has a house that you can actually utilize his kitchen, you have appliances in your house, I believe you're already like 5 steps ahead of people who are starting from scratch without anything. So if you have a house that is already equipped with pots and gas and all these things, you can actually start a food business, and you don't need all the money to start. You might need money to buy the foodstuffs, you need money to brand, you know, but I think you're on a long thing. But for us who started from scratch, buying everything we needed, I think we spent over more than 1.5 million. Yes, because we got our refrigerator for around 350, 400k. We got our microwave around 100 and something k. We got our blenders over almost 100k. We're actually managing. We needed to get the cheapest things we could find because we were really starting. But we didn't even have a space. Funny story, our former apartment was, but we don't want to go into that today. So we had to move into a new apartment just to start this business, which everything cost us around 1.5-2 million naira to finally get these things, right? One of our friends helped us with branding. I think we paid him around 45 or 50k. Helped us brand the logo, our stickers, you know, our slogan.
We had to even do flyers.
Yes, our plates.
For publicity.
He literally helped us design and brand everything for us. You know, you could have graphic designers and people around you that can help you do that. It might be cheaper. Yes, it might be cheaper than ours. So if you have everything to start your business already, if you've already gotten everything, I think you're going to spend around 200-300k to do your branding, buy foodstuffs, and then start delivering food. And
one important thing in this food business is the quality of your food, guys. You actually don't want to be placed out of market because your food is no good. So
this is packaging, right?
It is more than packaging. It's the quality of your food. Your quality of food is not the packaging. It's one thing like when someone tests your food, like, oh, this food is for this people.
I think we're going really into like in your finally giving too much in this video.
I'm not giving too much.
No, we literally didn't plan for this. You're giving too much.
I'll just let it be, but I've said what I said. Okay, coming down to the list of the things you need for this food kind of business, you also need to build a team. You need a team because you can't do it on your own. You can't cook on your own, deliver your food on your own, brand and all those things. You actually need a team that will work with you, and they are very important. The first person in your team you need is a chef, of course. If you can't cook, you need a chef that knows how to cook. quality food and healthy food for people, because there are a lot of people out there with different body type and they don't eat anyhow. You don't want somebody that will not play with your products.
Yeah.
You need a chef. You also need a social media handler, because nowadays everything is online, everything is digital. You cannot just beckon on word to mouth,
word of mouth.
Sorry, word of mouth kind of thing. No, you need a social media handler and a customer care agent that can be able to reply your customers, and there are many other things that you also need.
Yeah, when we started, we actually had this challenge where we didn't have a dispatch rider. That's one of the biggest challenges.
That's a very big challenge.
You know, it's so crazy because we don't have our own dispatch rider, so we don't have control over how much it's going to cost to deliver this food.
Yeah.
Right? So when people call and they want to order for food, they literally would like to pay for the food, but when you tell them, okay, delivery to your location is 2,500, it's 3,000, people begin to feel like, why would I buy food this price and then pay?
Why would the delivery charge be more than the food?
Sometimes the delivery charge is almost the same price.
And with the cost of fuel, what are you going to do?
So it's actually something we could control. We would have controlled if we had our own delivery bike, right? So we decided we kind of shut down for like a week or two, and we're not selling food anymore because we were like, okay, there's no point running ads and putting out our product out there, and people are calling to buy, but you can't get to them because you know. So we decided to like, okay, let's fix this problem first. Let's get ourselves our own dispatch rider, so that we can actually do promos and do sometimes free deliveries, and we'll still
just to get your
gain these customers, right? So we actually did that, and we're grateful. We're grateful that we were able to figure that out. We're doing this video to actually let you know that starting a food business is not just the regular thing that people say. Unless you want to do a mama put business where you just go outside with food and keep your food by the roadside and people come and buy. Unless that's what you want, then you can actually do it anyhow. But if you really want to build a brand,
of course,
if you want to build a food company that can go global, you might go into different states in Nigeria and even outside. Like if you want to grow a real business, then you have to listen to everything we're saying, right? We can't put all of this in one video, so we also have another video that you will be getting, and we're going to keep breaking everything down for you in the next episode. So stay tuned and please don't go anywhere. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel, because in the next video we're going to be talking about how to actually run ads and how to really get customers to buy your food after you finally have gotten your restaurant and everything is ready to go. We're also going to be teaching you how to really set up, like with the branding. We're going to help you out and show you how we did ours, everything, right? So guys, it's been a wonderful time, babe. Do you have anything to say to them?
One thing, I'm going to leave you guys with one thing. Please stay tuned and know that everything is possible with time of consistency. So you just have to be consistent in whatever you're doing. That's all, guys. Okay,
without wasting much of your time, it's a wrap for this episode of the video of the show. Don't go anywhere. Bye.